So, how is everybody? Cool. So I got one announcement to make quick, and then we'll talk about the online simulation for the rest of the day today. Announcement is that I finally got the recordings up and posted on online. So if you want to watch recordings of this class for sessions you've missed or want to go back over stuff that wasn't clear, just go to the syllabus, go to the content section of Blackboard, open up the syllabus. And sometime after this opens, I could show you where it is. There we go. So open up the syllabus, scroll down to the schedule, and you'll notice there's hyperlinks on each date on the schedule. Just click on that hyperlink. It's either control click or you can right click and open hyperlink, and that'll open up a YouTube video with the course on it. So there we go. That's course session number 1 right there. Is that clear for everybody? Okay, so now let's talk about the online simulation. It's called Globus. If you scroll down a bit, you've got Globus materials here. I'm going to open up a PowerPoint presentation to talk about this. And then we'll open up the website and I'll show you how the website works. Okay, so what is Globus? Globus is an online simulation where you're basically running a digital camera company. Or for those of you in this class who, like me, have your camera integrated as part of your phone, I think, how many people in here have a digital camera that's not your phone? Okay, so a few. But most of us in here use your phone as your camera. So this is pretty much the same as running a digital a cell phone company globally. I'm going to use the words camera and cell phone interchangeably when I talk about the simulation here. And you're competing against the other teams in the class each week. So the marketplace is worldwide. Your production actually occurs at the company's plant, which is located in Taiwan. And your sales activities are in 4 broad global markets: North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia Pacific. In each of those 4 markets, you've got 2 types of camera, an entry-level camera and a high-end or multi-featured camera. Those are together, that makes 8 different segments that the game consists of. So how does it work? You're going to make decisions each week in a number of different areas that are going to affect the production, the performance of the company. So you're going to make decisions about the about the design and performance of your camera. So what's the number of pixels in the screen? How wide and big is the screen? how many menu features does it have? What is the zoom capability? How much are you going to invest in research and development? There's a number of different decisions you make each week about the actual quality and features of the camera. You're going to make decisions about production operations. So how many of the cameras to produce, how many retailers to distribute the cameras to, how much to pay your employees, how many employees to hire, how much to invest in employee training. You're going to make decisions each week about the price and marketing of your cameras. So how much advertising are you going to spend money on, how much customer service, what kind of promotions are you going to offer, what kind of warranty are you going to offer for the camera. And you're going to make those decisions for both your entry-level camera and your multi-featured camera in all 4 of the geographic markets. You're going to make decisions about financing the company as well. So you're going to make decisions about how much debt to use or how much of your debt to pay down each year. Or in this, a year of this simulation is 1 week in the class. So each week you're going to make decisions about how much debt to pay down or how much debt to use. You're going to make decisions about how much dividend to pay out to your shareholders. So you're going to make decisions about whether to offer stock or to buy back stock. You're also going to make decisions about social responsibilities activities of the company. So how much are you investing in charity? Are you providing daycare for your workers? Are you providing a code of conduct for your suppliers? Are you doing energy efficient programs? And are you running a green plant or a polluting plant? All of these decisions impact how your company performs each week, and they're all interlinked together. And when you make one decision, it impacts the way the other decisions go. So, in addition to all those decisions, you're going to have a whole bunch of report information that you can review each week to make decisions about what's the best levels to make each of your decision inputs at. Many of these factors I already talked about, but price, your performance or your quality rating is basically a summary of, it's a summary or a composite of all of the decisions you make about the features of your camera. You're going to make decisions about the number of sales promotions, how long they last, how much of a discount they're offering. Advertising, like I talked about, you're going to make decisions about the number of camera models that you offer, the number of dealers that you work with, your warranties, and how much technical support you provide, among other things. So the key here is that there's no one right answer for the decisions. It's everything about your decisions depends on what your competitors do each week. So given a certain price quality rating, you're competing with other companies about what their price is versus your price, how much have you invested in advertising versus them, what kind of a warranty do you offer versus them, etc. So, and then each company's strategy is to basically come up with a combination of these decisions which gives you superior performance compared to your competitors. And your competitors are the rest of the groups in this room. Like I mentioned before, there's some reporting. There's a lot of reporting information that you can utilize to make your decisions with. There's in particular a statistical review and a competitive intelligence report that are generated each week by the website. With that information, you can make pretty good decisions about what your competitors are doing, or you can make decisions about what you're going to do with good information about what your competitors are doing. And hopefully, armed with that information, you're going to make pretty good decisions and have good performance for the company. There's 5 different criteria that the game is judged on, and there's 2 different areas where those criteria are judged. So you're expected to grow your earnings per share by at least 8% for each round of the game for the first 4 years of the game. So it says year 10, but the game actually starts in year 6. In this theoretical simulation, you are taking over management from the prior management of the company, and the company's been running for 5 years already. So you're starting your decisions in year 6 of the company's existence. So for those first 4 years, you want to grow your earnings per share by at least 8%, and then after that, you want to grow them by 4%. Each round of the game, you want to maintain return on equity or return on investment of 15% or more. You want to maintain a B+ credit rating or higher. You want to improve your stock price by 8% annually for the first 4 years, and then 4% thereafter, just like with your earnings per share paid. And then you also want to achieve an image rating of 70 or higher. And the image rating is basically a combination of the quality of your camera and the social work that your company does with green initiatives and charitable investments. So there's 2 different ways that those things are judged. One is how much the investors in your company expect you to achieve. That's what I just listed on the last page. There's another criterion on how well are you doing compared to all the rest of the teams in the class. So each of those is worth 50%. They're added up together to come up with your overall score for the game each week. There is no more quiz. I took that out. So strategic plan, I also took that out. You don't have to worry about that. Peer evaluations, I'm using my own version, so skip through those. Now we talk about how to register for the game. Basically, I need to give you a registration code, which I will email to each of the groups after we're done with class today. Once you have that registration code, each of you individually in the group needs to go in to globus.com. When you've opened up Globus, you need to click on the new student registration button. It's going to be in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Enter your code that I've given you, and then go ahead, enter your credit card information, and do the rest of the registration process. It's about $44 or $45, I think, for the simulation, and each of you has to pay that individually. I'm sorry, but that's the way it works. Your corporate lobby page is the main page that you're going to see each week. However, rather than talking about that in the PowerPoint, I'm just going to show it to you on the actual website. You can create a new name for your company if you like. It needs to start with the letter of your group, but you don't have to change the company name. You could just stick with Group A, Group C, Group F, whichever. And then another thing which I'm going to show you when I open up the web page, you don't have to be together in the same room to make the decisions for this game. You can all be at home and dial into the game remotely. But if you do that, you need to click on a little button called collaboration mode, and that way, when you're making decisions, one person's decisions don't override another person's decisions. If you're not in collaboration mode, then if one person saves decisions and then the next person saves, it'll erase the first set of decisions. So I'll show you how to do that when we open up the web page as well. That's it for the PowerPoint. Any questions about the overall like topic of the game from the PowerPoint that I just went over right now? Okay, let me go to the website and show you how the website works. So this box right here where it says new students, that's where you're going to go in and click and enter your registration code and sign up for the game. After you've done that, let me pull up the right screen and I'll show you what it's going to look like. Okay, after you've registered for the game, this is what your screen is going to look like whenever you log into the website. This is your corporate lobby, as it were, like I talked about in the PowerPoint. A couple things to point out for you. First of all, participant materials. There's a nice intro video here. Particularly important is the participant's guide, this PDF document. It's 26 pages long, but I highly recommend that you read this document at the beginning here in the game. I promise you, if you read through the document and really pay attention to what it says, you're going to do better in the game. There's a lot of details about how the game works, and they're all described very well in this participant's guide here. So please open that up, read it, each of you individually, before you start making decisions on the game. The decision schedule you could find here. However, this one is, I'm giving you an example right now from last semester's course. This is one of the students' pages from last semester, so the decision schedule is listed here. However, that is out of date from last semester. Yours is going to look different, and basically you're going to make decisions each week. So sometime before 11:59 p.m. on Sunday of each week, you as a group need to go in and make your decisions. And that's going to go from now through just after spring break. Each week you're going to go in and make decisions as a group. So this first round that we're going to do this week is actually a practice round. We're going to discuss the results that come out of that in class next week, and then we'll reset the game so that you're able to learn from mistakes or things done well in the first practice round, and then you can start over again the following week, and then we'll start keeping score. The assignments button used to have important stuff in it. I do not use these assignments anymore, so you don't need to worry about the assignments button. And if you want to change your company's name, you can just click right here. The most important button to be familiar with is the Go to Decisions Reports button here. If you click on that, that's where you're going to go to make decisions each week as a member of the group. So you're going to go in, click on that button. It's going to open up a screen that looks like what's coming here in a second. A screen that looks like this. So on the left-hand side, you've got various little yellow folders. The first yellow folder says decision entries. You're going to open up that folder in order to enter your decisions each week. And you'll see within that there's different types of decisions: product design, marketing, entry level, assembly, multi-featured assembly, compensation, corporate citizenship, finance and cash flow. Start at the top, work your way down, because the decisions you make on product design are going to impact the decisions you make in marketing. The decisions in marketing are going to impact how much you need to assemble. etc. So always start at the top and work your way down with the decisions, not vice versa. So if we click on product design, basically anything listed in blue is something that that you're going to need to edit each week. So you'll see right now this company has 9 megapixel camera for their image resolution. They could go all the way down to 6 or all the way up to 24. LCD screen, lens quality, etc., R&D expenses, number of models, and you make those decisions each week for both entry level and for multi-featured. Now, if you notice here in the marketing page is not going to make any. It is, but it's not. If you notice, if I change the megapixels on the camera from 9 to 24, for example, if you look down at the bottom, right now, the way things are, it costs $79 per camera to make a camera. If I change that image resolution, you'll notice the price per camera changed from 79 to 92. So let me move that back to 9. You'll also notice right now in the assembly section, there's 90,000 units that are in demand from your retailers based on the kind of camera that you have right now. If I go in and I change the camera to make it a higher quality camera, and I go back here, you'll notice now they want 100 instead of 90 because I changed the quality of the camera. It's a better camera. The dealers want more cameras because they know they're going to be able to sell more. So this is why you want to start at the top and work your way down, because the decisions in the beginning screens impact the decisions in the later screens. So marketing, you're going to choose each week. Some of the decisions in this game are decisions that you really have to think about. Where do I want to go higher? Do I want to go lower? Other decisions in this game are simply remembering to do something. And it's amazing how often in business you just have to remember to do something. It's not that you have to figure out the right thing to do. You just have to remember to do it. And an example of that I like to show or to tell, when I worked for Bertelsmann back, decade and a half ago now, more than a decade and a half ago. It's amazing how fast time goes by. When I worked for the company Bertelsmann, which is a big international media company, there was a time when we installed SAP. It's a big enterprise-wide software package that we installed in the company, and there's thousands of different things you have to set up right about the software, and we worked really hard to set everything up right, and we got almost everything right. We forgot to link the order section to the warehouse. So the first month that we were using the system, we had $10 million worth of orders, and we had 0 products shipped because the warehouse was not connected to the rest of the system. So in this case, the decisions you make up here at the top for retailers, you just want to max out whatever number you have here. So you'll notice there's a number on the right-hand side, the number of retailers available, and then there's a blue number, the number of those retailers that you're actually utilizing. Each week you want to go in and make sure that these numbers are match. The left-hand side matches the right-hand side. If not, then you're leaving money on the table and you're not selling as many cameras as you could. Your technical support budget, in general, should be higher if you have a lower quality camera, and lower if you have a higher quality camera. But all things being equal, the higher the technical support number, the more demand there's going to be for your cameras. So if you remember before in assembly, there was a demand of 90,000 right now for the cameras. If I change this to be $1,000 worth of technical support. You see that went up to 96 from 90. And same thing, if I change my advertising from 800 to say 2,400, demand went up from 96 to 111. So yes.
Are we making product and pricing decisions for each region, or does that carry through?
No, you're making it for each region. I'm just using North America as an example right now. When you first start the game, I usually recommend that you just use the same number for each of the 4 markets. But as the game starts to go on, there's interest rate differences in the different countries. So some countries' currency is worth more than others. So you want to, if the currency of a certain country is worth less, then you're going to have to spend more in that country to achieve the same results. Does that make sense? So eventually, yes, you're changing each of these 4. But when the game first starts, my recommendation to teams is usually, if you put 1,000 here, put 1,000 in all 4. Just make it consistent. It's easier when you start. Does that answer your question? Okay. So you're going to change each of these blue areas each week to be whatever you think it should be. And the way you decide what it should be is by looking at this report here called a competitive intelligence report. If you go to the quarterly snapshot in the competitive intelligence report, this will show you what all the rest of the teams are doing. So I'm making decisions for Team A right now, and in general, you want to be close to the same numbers as the same teams that have the price quality rating that you do. So in this case, Group A has a price quality rating of 2. The other groups that have that rating are Group E and Group G. So those are really the ones that we want to focus on when we decide what to set our prices at. So if we look here, Group E is 125, Group G is 125, Group A is 123. So that's pretty good. I think price-wise, we don't need to change anything right now because we're in the ballpark. If we look at technical support, 600, 1,400, and 755. So it looks like for technical support, we're a little bit low compared to our competitors. So we might want to move up technical support to 800 or so. Advertising, 800, 1,800, 1,500. So again, maybe a little bit low. Maybe we want to move that up to 1,000 or 1,200 since Group G is spending 1,500. And then you're going to do the same thing all the way down for promotions, their number, length, and discount, and the warranty period. Each week you're going to compare what your group is doing to what the other groups are doing and adjust your numbers accordingly. Once you've made all the decisions necessary in the marketing and the product design and the marketing sections, you're going to go down here to assembly, and you got to make sure, again, this is one of the things where you just make sure you do it. There's not necessarily a magic number, but you don't forget. When you make all the different changes with your product quality and your marketing, it changes the number of units that you need to produce because there's more demand or less demand. So after you've changed all those things, you have to make sure to go to assembly, and if nothing else, click on match assembly to orders. That's going to make your assembly numbers the same as what is being ordered by your dealers. You're allowed to enter up to 10% more product than what's demanded by retailers. That can help you push your revenues up a little bit higher, but that you have to do manually. So if you want to really maximize how much you're shipping, you need to actually go in and add 10% to the top of these numbers. So 111, 10% above that should be 11, so we should be able to go to 122. But you'll notice if I try to put in like 140, it won't let me. 123 is the highest number I can have there. So you can go in and change these numbers. So 99 plus an extra 10% should be 109. So 212 plus an extra 10% is 21. So 33, 233 probably. Yep, and so on and so forth. So you can go in and really pump up these numbers by adding 10% to each one. But if nothing else, you want to make sure each week that you click Match Assembly to Orders. So that's for the entry-level camera. Then you need to do the same thing for the multi-featured camera. And then once you've done that, you get down to compensation and labor, and you're going to need to make some decisions on the salaries that you're paying to your customers, your employees, how many employees you're hiring, how much you're spending on training, and how much overtime you authorize. So you'll notice in the right-hand column here is how your company compares to the market. You want to be just about similar to the rest of the marketplace. So you don't want to be 10% or 20% higher. You don't want to be 10% or 20% lower. You want to be right close to where the rest of the market is for your compensation. So you can change the salary, you can change the basically the bonus for doing good quality work. You can change the attendance bonus. You can change fringe benefits. You can change how much you invest in training. If you notice, if I take the fringe benefits here and I take them up from $650 to $1,500, right now with $650, I need 143 employees in quarter one. If I move this up to $1,500, I only need 140, because the more I pay my workers, the more productive each one is and the less workers I need. Okay? But if you pay them too much, it's a curve that kind of goes like this. You get past a certain point and you're not really improving any by paying them more. So once you've made decisions as appropriate with your salary, you need to go in and hire or fire workers as necessary. So you'll see here, number of employees needed for your assembly schedule is 143. The number of the employees that you had last quarter was 118. So we need to hire 25 in the first quarter. That changes the second quarter, so we got enough for the second quarter. The third quarter, however, we're going to have to hire more because we've got holiday production. So we're going to hire 135 here. But you'll notice now that gives us too many employees in the fourth quarter. So you got to make sure to lay off employees in the fourth quarter that you hired as temps for the holidays. So a minus number in these boxes means you're laying off workers. A positive number means you're hiring workers. If you don't lay off the workers in the quarter right after you hired them, then they become permanent employees and you have to pay severance of 50% of their salary when you fire them. So always remember in quarter four that you need to lay off the people that you hired in quarter three. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a big salary albatross around your neck. After that, you need to make sure to max out your authorization for overtime. So whatever the number at the right-hand side is here, just make sure to type that number in to the box. Okay, once you're done with that, you can go on to corporate citizenship. Corporate citizenship more or less impacts your image rating. So, for example, if I go in and I change my investment in energy efficient programs from 1,000 to 5,000, that didn't do anything. But if I change if I offer a cafeteria again for my employees, you'll see that moved up my image rating by 1 point compared to no. But it also cost me 7 cents on my earnings per share. So there's trade-offs that you have to make on how much you're gonna invest in social benefits and how much you're going to just focus on profit. It's a balance and a trade-off that you have to make each week. Finally, in finance and cash flow, you have to make decisions about how much to pay off of your debts. And in general, you don't want your utilization on your debt to be over about 30 to 40%. If you've got more than 30 to 40% of your debt that you're using, it's going to drag down your credit rating. So each round of the game, you want to pay off as much debt as you can. So you can only pay off as much debt as you have cash available. So you'll see ending cash balance here. I can pay off about $4,000 in quarter 2, and I can pay off $25,000 in quarter 4, and that brought me up to a B plus credit rating instead of a B. So that's a little bit better. If I wanted to pay off more, or if I wanted to offer some dividends, though, I got no cash left now, so I would need to issue shares. What's that? Yes. So to raise money, you offer more shares, basically. There's no way in this game to offer bonds. It's just stock. So you're offering equity, not debt. So if you want to offer shares of stock, you go into shares issued and type a number in there. You'll notice that brings us a whole bunch more cash. It raises our credit status to green or A minus rather than B plus. And we could then go in and offer dividends if we wanted and use some of that extra cash that we have to increase our return on equity. But now our debt's a little too high, so we need to pay that back down. And looks like we offered too much. There we go. So you're just going to have to play with these numbers to get your credit rating as high as possible while still getting your return on equity and earnings per share as high as possible. So those are the decisions you make each week. When you're done with all those decisions, you're going to click Save. That'll save the decisions. When I talked before about working remotely, these two double arrows here at the lower left-hand corner of the screen, that's collaboration mode. So if you click on that, then you can work together with other teammates who are working from home or wherever else they are as well. You don't have to all be in the same room at the same time, but make sure if you have more than one teammate on at the same time that you click that little collaboration mode button there. That is most of what I wanted to go over about the Globus simulation. There's one other thing that I definitely wanted to cover before we call it a day, and that was who who is not in a group yet. Okay, so hang on one second. I have more people than that listed on my list here, so let me sort things on my computer here quick. Okay, Nasser Al-Said, that's you? Okay, you don't have a group yet. Okay, hang on one second. Abdulaziz Al-Hassan. Not in here right now? Faisal Al-Humaid. I don't see Faisal. Zaid Al-Mahmoud. Are you in a group? Okay, you still need one, right? Okay. Daniel Liu. Are you in a group? Which group? So, hang on one second. That's D. Who are the 5 that are in D again? Hang on. Grant, you, okay, so Mosen is not. Okay. Mosen, you still need a group, right? Okay. Hang on. Martin, you still need a group, right? Okay. Frank Schuster, do you need a group still? Okay. And Luigi. Yeah. Is he not in a group? Do you know? Do you know if he's in a group yet?
He and I were going to do something and try to find another group.
Okay. Well, then let's do the following. Hang on here. There's 5 of you left that still need a group, so I'm going to put you in a group together. So that'll be Nasser, Zaid, Martin, Frank, and Luigi. Okay? I will email you guys with your. I will email each member of the group with your registration code. Okay? Cool. Everybody else in here should have a group, right? It's going to be more work for you because you don't have as many teammates. But there's 2 people that aren't here today that are still not in the group, and there's groups that have less than 5 members. So the 2 of you, hang on. It's Jessica, right? Huh? Jasmine. But I got it right, though, right? Yeah, think about whether you want to, whether you'd rather join another group or whether you're good with being the 2 of you. I may have other group members that I can still add to you, okay? Okay, as long as you don't mind. That's all I got for today. It's only 1:47, but I'm done. So if you don't have any more questions, have a good weekend. Yes. Huh? Yeah, I put you in a group. It's group N, but I'll email you and tell you the names of the rest of them. Yeah, they had too many members.
And then it was with
they got too many. So I have to put them in there. Sorry. Yes. Yes. It does record who has gone in Yeah, I don't keep track of who's going in. Yep. Schedule a post?
Yeah, like why are they basically schedule it later on?
I don't know. But if you email me, I can ask this and find out. Okay, no problem. Yes.
I have a question for like the grade that goes with it. So like if you don't come in first place, does that mean you don't get like a half an A from it? Or is it like how is it graded?
I'll split up
like the best?
I'll split up the top third, the middle third, and the bottom third.
Okay.
The top third gets A's, the middle third gets B's, and the bottom third gets C's.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Yes.
We emailed you our group list, but you haven't responded yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You did respond?
No, I didn't respond.
Okay.
But I got it. I got
okay.
it.
We weren't sure because it sounded like the other group already knew their number, what group they're in, so we were like, oh.
No, the other
email.
they had come up and talked to me after class
Okay.
because they had too many people and they had to decide who's not in that. So yeah, it is kind of sad. I wish I could have larger groups, but I can only have 5 as a maximum.
Yeah. Okay. We just did a similar thing for Padilla's class with almonds.
Oh, cool.
We had 9 people in the group.
Yeah,
That
this
was a bit overwhelming. Trying to get the group together.
nine people in a group's a bit too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, no problem. See you later.
Professor Woods, how
Yes,
are you?
I'm good. What's up, man?
Hey, hoping that maybe next week I can meet up with you and we can go over my LinkedIn account.
Sure.
Just so you can give me an honest review.
Yeah.
The more I use it, the more use I find for it, especially with being in contact with different places and all the job postings they have on there. So, I want to take advantage of it.
Yeah, no problem. Come by my office hours next week.
Cool. Thanks.
No problem. Yes.
So when are we supposed to start the group?
This weekend.
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah.
So
I'll send an email that puts all you guys in touch with each other.
Okay.
And then you can just set a time when you're going to log on.
Yeah.
And
So we just
you
have to
guys
do.
can exchange phone numbers and
Yeah.
stuff.
So we just have to do the first week by Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
No problem.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So, Professor, just
Yes.
practice round by midnight on Sunday?
Yep.
Okay.
Practice round by midnight on Sunday.
Okay. How well does the collaboration mode seem to work for other people with it? Like, we're going to try to get together once a week at least, because I'm assuming it's not the easiest of methods to
I've
keep up with
found
each other.
I've found that the best groups tend to meet each week
Yeah.
face to face.
Okay. Okay, for sure. Well, then we'll start planning.
When do we need to drop the 45?
Sometime between now and Sunday.
ASAP.
Okay.
What section is this? This is one class I don't have on Blackboard yet. Are
One.
you 1 or 4? We're 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to get 1 on my Blackboard. All right, and all that stuff it's all the same here?
Yep. It looks exactly the same as section 4, but
So I guess it really wouldn't matter which one I...
no, it does when I'm giving grades later though.
Okay,
So
true. Yeah.
make sure to sign up for section 1.
All right.
Cool. Later on.
Maybe